What's going on, guys? It's your boy, John the Liquidator, coming back with breaking news. So it looked like Caitlin Clark teammate Nayia Smith has fans worried about her future with the team after this cryptic message. And we got an update on Cheryl Swoopes, bruh. She back in the office talking trash about Caitlin Clark. For this one here, we got to go all the way up to Indy. Let's get it. Let's go. The 2024 season is officially over, and I'm telling you right now, Caitlin Clark can stand in the mirror, look at herself, and know she did all she could to help this team succeed. But there's other people that I wish I could say the same for. Now, in regards to the news, Caitlin Clark teammate Nayia Smith is currently in the headline for various reasons, bruh. She took the Indiana Fever out of her bio on Instagram, and she dropped a cryptic message on X moments ago. But before we get into all that, we got to talk about these viewership numbers that Caitlin Clark and the Fever did yesterday, bruh. What if I was to tell you they dropped the most watched WNBA game ever? Because that is exactly what happened. Caitlin Clark and Indiana Fever Sun Game 2 delivered most viewed WNBA game ever on cable. And I'm telling you right now, with Caitlin Clark not being in the league, dog, this is going to hurt them tremendously. I mean, in a major way. The numbers is finna decline like a crash stock market, bruh. But as for the views for the game, they averaged 2.5 million people viewed the game. It peaked at 3.4 million views. Now, as for the Mercury game, which was right after the Fever game, they got the last little bit of million people with 1.2 million viewers, and 2.1 is where they peaked at. I'm telling you right now, ain't no more games finna hit the millions. I can almost guarantee you that. I can promise you that the championship game probably won't even hit a million, and it's just because it's the Caitlin Clark effect, bruh. Moving on to another story, to why y'all here. That is Caitlin Clark teammate Nayia Smith. She's currently in a weird place right now, I feel like. She removed the Indiana Fever from her bio and just put at the WNBA, which have a lot of fans insinuating she possibly could be up out of there. But that is not the only thing that is causing major headlines with Nayia Smith. She took the X to literally drop a book, bruh. Check this out. She stated, well, one could have never imagined my third year to go like this, LOL, but I know there's a lesson in every loss. The love I have for my teammates will forever be unmatched. The amount of times y'all picked me up and just brightened up my day by just making me laugh, and we all knew that I was going through it. That's why I would consider y'all my family, and I thank y'all every day for that. 2, I've never questioned my basketball ability in my life because I know I'm good enough, and I know I belong. I do have to improve on, absolutely. I'll never be perfect. Y'all shouldn't expect me to be perfect, but I will always work to be as close to perfect as I could be. That's the thing about me. Regardless of all the I went through, it never stopped me from working because I know who I am. Now, the next part of this text, I'm telling y'all, she's definitely speaking in code without giving people their flowers. You know, I don't get why she just didn't say the players' names, but it is what it is, man. She went on to say, Tubbs, you've been my biggest supporter through these rough times, and always reminding me that I'm loved, that you care about me as a human being, that you for always being in my corner and hearing my rants after games and just letting me vent and get ish off my chest, and always remind me who the F I am, LOL. You know I love you regardless of how they try to spin it. You know we locked in for life. 5, Garage Queen, my dog, my family. Thank you for always checking in with me, for making sure I'm straight. Seems small, but it really means the world. I am grateful to have you all in my life. Now, that was Nayia Smith, the message she put on X moments ago, which has a lot of fans thinking that she possibly could be up out of there as an Indiana Fever player. I don't know, but this whole situation is weird, dog. I can't even lie. Now, I just got to keep it real. Now, Nayia Smith was cool as a player, but it wasn't like she's a difference maker on the court like a Kelsey Mitchell or a Aaliyah Boston. She wasn't nothing of that nature, but if she is about it, I wish her nothing but the best. Now, moving on to another story is Cheryl Swoopes, dog. Now, we know Cheryl Swoopes has been in the headlines forever and a damn day. She's a serial hater, and she's back on some serial hating itch because she was the newest guest on Angel Reese podcast, Unapologetically Angel. With all that being said, this is what they said about Caitlin Clark. And it's crazy, dog. They do this whole damn podcast. I just knew they wasn't finna bring up Caitlin Clark. But you know what? They need them clicks, baby. They gotta talk about Caitlin. Roll the footage.
People like, oh my goodness, they don't like each other, so let's see what this is about.
Yeah.
So when you say Cheryl Swoopes, Caitlin Clark, it's like, oh my goodness, Cheryl doesn't like her, so let's see what this is about. All of that's stupid to me. It's not true. It's all stupid. Like, when I look at the number 22s in the league, like I was 22, Asia's 22, Caitlin's 22. Like, those are some hell of a good number 22s.
Period.
And we're all a part of the Nike family. It just, like, a lot of the stuff that people are trying to say is there, it just does not exist.
Yeah.
Like, I'm tired of it.
Yeah.
I
It's
really
tired.
am. And I can only imagine that she has to be tired of it as
Yeah.
well. There was nothing there. The only time where I made a mistake talking about Caitlin and what she's done was on the podcast back in February that I apologized for. But it's like, nope, you hate her.
Yeah.
That was Cheryl Swoopes and Angel Reese speaking about Caitlin Clark in our newest episode of Apologetically Angel. And just like I said, bro, it damn show looked like Angel Reese can't go a full show without speaking about Caitlin Clark. This is crazy. Now, moving on to another story, that is Stephen A. Smith pretty much firing the WNBA fan base up. Why? Labeling Caitlin Clark fans as racist and pretty much being gatekeepers to the WNBA. With all that being said, let's check out what he had to say. Roll the footage.
When I think about Caitlin Clark, the operative word that comes to my mind is gratitude. There's an incredible level of gratitude that should be accorded to this young lady with what she did for the sport. That's not to take anything away from anybody else, but I often argue, when I've argued with folks about this, you think NBA players shouldn't be thankful to Magic Johnson? You think NBA players shouldn't be thankful to Larry Bird? You think NBA players shouldn't be thankful to Michael Jordan? Because guess what? There were great players that were in the sport before they ever arrived, who did everything they could to make the NBA what it was. But it was when those brothers arrived that it took on an extra dimension and elevated to another level. I'm just looking at some of the numbers here. When we talk about league attendance, the Indiana Fever, all right, with Caitlin Clark, led the league in attendance both home and on the road. Fever averaged 17,000. 35 at home, 15,000 on the road. Attendance for the entire league up nearly 50% this year, according to data from across the timeline. And Indiana leads all teams with an average attendance of, like I said, of 17,035. Merchandise sales are up 450%. I'm going to repeat that. Merchandise sales are up 450% for the WNBA, according to Fanatics. So take those things into consideration. Yes, we're looking at the unanimous choice for AP Rookie of the Year, a first-team all WNBA, okay? Fourth in the league in MVP voting, and we see all of these things. Certainly, she's going to be a great player. I think we see that. We see the capability on the basketball court. She can shoot, she can handle, she certainly can pass, okay? I look at it from that standpoint, and I say mad respect. Are there other players in the WNBA that are better? Yes, at the moment, okay? But they never did for the league in terms of attention what this person did. And when you take that into consideration and you think about what the WNBA is on course to continue to do, how women's basketball, the attention, the allure, how all of a sudden that's in the mind's eye of everybody else, you clearly have this person, to you, that's one of the biggest problems that hurts an abundance of industries when we're focused on literally the actual substance, but we want to ignore the allure that exists outside of it. That's what draws an audience. If people decide what they want, I didn't say they were right.
No,
I said they decide what they want. So in other words, if you had people out there that, hold on, I'll let you talk. Now you got people out there that was gravitating to Larry Bird. We knew what that was about in the 80s. We didn't like it. But you had roads to climb. You had people alluding to that was what the case was with Caitlin Clark. And I'm saying to you, yeah, it ain't necessarily right because there are players who preceded her that did phenomenal things in the WNBA, that did phenomenal things for women's basketball that should have been appreciated, but nevertheless were not. Why is that? Because the society that we live in, they decide what they want to do. We can point out how wrong it is. We can point out that that's a reality that shouldn't be a reality. But what we can't do is say, this is what matters.
Right.
That doesn't. When the audience was telling you, no, something else matters.
Let me just hold on. Let me say one thing because I want to.
That was Stephen A. Smith speaking about Caitlin Clark and his current situation with the WNBA. Just like I told you guys earlier, man, season is over. We got to get prepared for the offseason. Make sure you guys keep your bells on so you do not miss any updates that is happening. Caitlin Clark and his Indiana Fever team. Like always, shake the haters off. I'm out of here. Peace out. Shake the haters.